World War I, fought between 1914 and 1918, stands as one of the most destructive and transformative conflicts in human history, reshaping nations, societies, and political systems across the globe. Although the spark that ignited the war was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria in Sarajevo, the real causes were far deeper and had been building for decades. Europe was a tense continent divided by powerful rival alliances, the Triple Entente, Britain, France, Russia, and the Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria, Hungary, Italy, each suspicious of the other's intentions. Nationalism was rising like wildfire, with ethnic groups demanding independence, empires competing for global influence, and governments using military strength as a symbol of pride. Industrial countries were also racing to build stronger armies and larger navies, creating an atmosphere where even a small conflict could explode into a massive war. When the war finally began, it spread quickly across continents because the alliances pulled nation after nation into the battlefield. Soldiers dug long trenches from the North Sea to Switzerland, turning Europe into a muddy graveyard where life was harsh, food was scarce, and death lurked in every moment. The world witnessed some of the darkest and bloodiest battles in history, such as the Battle of the Somme, where over 1 million casualties occurred, and the Battle of Verdun, which became a symbol of extreme endurance and suffering. At Gallipoli, thousands of soldiers fought and died on steep cliffs and narrow beaches, facing impossible odds. New and deadly weapons like machine guns, poison gas, flamethrowers, tanks, and submarines made the war even more terrifying and changed warfare forever. As the years passed, the war drained the economies of European powers, destroyed towns and villages, and left millions of families grieving. By 1917, exhaustion was visible everywhere. Russia withdrew after its revolution, the United States entered the war with fresh troops, and Germany, facing starvation and internal unrest, finally accepted an armistice on November 11, 1918. But the end of fighting did not bring immediate peace. The Treaty of Versailles placed heavy blame and harsh penalties on Germany, including territorial losses, military restrictions, and huge financial reparations. While the treaty aimed to prevent future wars, it instead created deep resentment, economic hardship, and political instability that extremist groups later used to gain power. In the aftermath, old empires like the Ottoman, Russian, German, and Austro-Hungarian collapsed, leading to the creation of new countries in Europe and the Middle East. Women entered the workforce in large numbers, new technologies advanced rapidly, and the world realized the deadly potential of modern warfare. Yet the unresolved anger and broken economies of the post-war years created the perfect conditions for World War II, which erupted just 2 decades later. World War I not only changed borders, but also changed the way people thought about war, politics, and the world itself, marking the beginning of a truly modern era.